Hello, this is Liz Story with Express Tax and Bookkeeping Services. Today's tutorial, we're going to cover what's considered a chart of account. A chart of account, which is right up here, as I'm highlighted under the company box. Let's go ahead and get into that. You're going to see that you're going to have a breakdown. All your types, that means your categories. Okay. Now, the primary chart of accounts it's the true foundation of an accounting system. Without a good chart of account, unfortunately, your financial statements would not be able to track properly, possibly your expenses and some of your incomes and everything else. So here's a breakdown of what a chart of account is. As you can see, like I said, there's a column that shows the type. And actually what it is also is it's really your assets, your liabilities, your equity, your income, and your expenses. Those are the 5 main categories that fall into a chart of account. And it does apply to any accounting software, including QuickBooks. So again, if you have the fundamental and the foundation of the actual, accounting system in place, then you'll be able to manage your financials a little bit easier. And I want to show you around because, as you can see under the bank type, okay, that's considered truly, like an asset to your company because this is cash that you have on hand. You got your accounts receivable, right? And if we see a balance in your AR, means that these are monies that are owed to you by your customers, and something that we always try to collect as soon as possible. And then we have current assets. Fixed asset, current assets are a little bit different. And these have to do whether you give an employee, for example, in advance, you should be recorded it under this type of general ledger account, which is other current assets. It's not an expense. So we also have inventory asset that's considered other current assets. We have undeposited funds, which is the account that we usually set up automatically through QuickBooks when you use accounts receivable. We have also what's called fixed asset. Fixed assets are things that you have to depreciate, whether it is a truck, like in this situation, and we have the cumulative depreciation they have taken every year, and then we have the original cost. So it is very important that we keep track of special assets because it's not something you can just expense out. You have to do it in small percentages based on what the tax code indicates. And then we have our accounts payable, people that you owe, your vendors. And then we always go into the credit card section, whether you have multiple credit cards or you might have one. And then we have the other current liabilities and long-term liabilities. And if you can see by this type of actual chart of account, it's a very detailed one. This is something that was custom made for this type of landscaping and garden supply company, and it really covers a very broad section of what they really need to have actual figures when they run their reports. And then we have the owner's equity, right? That's where contributions, money that you have deposited into the business, whether it was a capital investment or perhaps some sort of draw, monies that you took out of the company. And these are your retained earnings, which QuickBooks automatically at the end of every year makes an adjustment automatically. And then we have obviously the landscaping services that they offer. In this case, depending on the type of business you have, you could rename all these general ledger accounts to be more tailored to your type of business that you have, whether there's a product or whether it's a service, it doesn't matter. And the way that we would do this will be very easy. For example, selecting landscape services, we can do it two-way. Since I'm using the desktop, I can right-click on my mouse and I can go ahead and actually edit the account. Okay, and as you can see, it brings me to this window, and I can just go ahead and whether I want to, for example, in this case, I'm gonna, just cut it. But I can type anything else. I could call it, design fees. Okay, and in this case, if we had a sub account, that means that there was a primary income account, then we can go ahead, for example, and choose something like, other income. And in that case, we will have design services. Everything can go in under one main category, which was be other income. And then we're going to go ahead and save and close. In this case, we're not going to do it. We're going to cancel, and we're going back to landscape services. So I'm trying to get to a lot of detail here because it's really crucial. And again, I speak from experience and what I have seen from my clients. And as long as you keep your books, they're in good foundation, they're clean, you reconcile on a monthly basis, you can avoid a lot of headaches. And I think that at this point, everybody wants to do that. So again, definitely you might want to make an investment in your chart of account, making sure that everything looks good. Like I say, you always have the option not only to right click from that section, but you can actually come here under account tab and actually do the same thing. You can edit, or let's say for an example you want to add a new type of general ledger, and you can actually put new, and it will give you an option whether you want to set up an income and expense. Is it going to be a fixed asset like major purchases, which QuickBooks tells you? And actually, if you select that, it's going to tell you exactly why you should set up an asset account for buildings, land, machine, equipment, vehicles. For example, if you have a bank account, that tells you that anything with petty cash, checking, savings, money market should go under the category of bank. We have loans, and that's considered liability. So again, these are things that you owe money. And you can always get assistance, deliver extra help. QuickBooks has quite often, all these detailed contents showing you and trying to help you in the process of how to record, again, these type of accounts. We have the credit card, and then we have equity. And your equity, again, is anything that you put into the company or monies that you drew. Okay. So I hope this has helped a little bit in clarifying why it's again, I can't emphasize this enough, how important it is for you to have the foundation. Think about a chart of account being sort of like the roots of a tree. Without it, branches can grow, and eventually a tree is going to fall apart. So this is pretty much how it works in accounting. So make an investment in this. It's going to be a well investment into your company, and in understanding which accounts you have to use. That's even the second step. So I hope this tutorial has helped you, and if you need any further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact our company. And thank you so much.